honey.
Hey guys, Tatiana Ward here with BeatFaceHoney.com, and thank you so much for joining me. I knew that I wanted to bring you guys a tutorial, but I wasn't sure what to do, so I went to Rite Aid just looking for some inspiration, and I found this. This is a product from Loreal. I had no idea that they were doing this, but it's a special edition or limited edition palette inspired by Project Runway, which is a show that I never really watched, but I like the colors in it. They had several different inspired palettes. This one is called the Empress Gaze. It's like $8 for 4 different shadows. And I'll get in close so you can see what I did. I posted a picture of one eye done on Instagram before I finished or completed the tutorial. And somebody said, ooh, camouflage eyes. So I guess that's what I'll call it, because it does kind of look like camouflage. Yeah, so I hope you guys like the look, and if you think that there is something that you could learn from it, then I hope you'll stay tuned to watch how I did it. If you're new to my videos, you know that I start off every single look by priming my eye with some sort of base. The primer that I always use is a product from MAC Cosmetics, and it's called a Paint Pot. It's a cream-based product. And it comes in several different colors. The one that I use today is called Soft Ocher. I have used L'Oreal's Hip Primer, and that works great. So that's a drugstore product, very similar results. It's something you'll buy once and you won't have to buy again for a really long time. A little bit goes a long way. I put it on with my finger and I just spread it all over my lid. Okay, and taking the lightest color in my Project Runway L'Oreal palette, this kind of champagne colored eyeshadow, that is going to act as our highlight. And I'm putting that right underneath my eyebrow. And I'm putting that on using my Sigma E55 brush. And you could see from this eye, I think that there's nothing wrong with using drugstore products. A lot of drugstore products are the same quality as some of the higher end products, especially eyeshadows. However, the thing that you really do want to invest money in is your brushes. This palette, like a lot of palettes, came with this disposable little sponge. That's not going to take you anywhere. That's not going to teach you makeup. And whenever I buy a palette, I just throw them away. I think the key to makeup artistry has so much to do with blending and learning the technique of blending, and you cannot blend properly without brushes. You could start out by buying a pack of drugstore brushes and teaching yourself, kind of navigating, watching my videos or other videos on which type of brush to use, but then invest in a good set of brushes. And I always use Sigma Cosmetics brushes. I recently did a review on the starter pack of brushes that I bought from Sigma Cosmetics. It's a one-time investment, and you'll probably never have to buy brushes again. For those of you interested in seeing that video where I explain the purpose of each brush, I will include a link somewhere in this video to where you can click on it and go view that. Also, there is a link in the information description box below that video where you can click on it and use the discount code listed to receive 10% off of Sigma Cosmetics brushes. Okay, and moving right along, I'm going to take this second color here, an even darker kind of a coppery color. I'm using this domed brush from Sigma Cosmetics, and I'm putting this below that champagne color we used. All right, and I'm going to take the only matte color in this palette, and the difference between matte and shiny is that these three colors are shiny. They have some shine to them, whereas this color, this dark brown, is just a flat color. A flat color is called a matte color. I've taken that matte brown and I'm putting that even closer to my crease using the same brush that I did for the previous color. Now this is cool. You could just leave it this way. I'll get in close. You can see there's some depth and variation in color, which is great. I tend to always add black into a smoky eye. And black is the one color that they always seem to leave out of palettes. I find that they always, no matter what price range the palette is, they tend to leave out black, which I think is essential to a smoky eye. So the one color that I'm going to use outside of this palette is a black color. My favorite black is a matte black from a company called Urban Decay. And Urban Decay is a brand that you can get at Sephora. I think the price point for one of their eyeshadows is like $15, so that kind of defeats the purpose of this video. Wet n Wild makes a really good matte black. It comes in the individual cases, it's not in a palette, and I believe it's probably like $1.99. So if you're going to buy this palette just and try to duplicate this look, just make sure that you go get that Wet n Wild matte flat black. I'm using my Sigma Cosmetics tapered blending brush. It looks like this. It's got a point on the end, and I'm concentrating that black right on the outer edge of the eye. However, I am going to carry it all the way into the inside of the eye, but the bulk of the color needs to go on the outside of the crease. Okay, and you see how that just brings a depth to it that it didn't have with just the dark brown? All right, now I'm going to take this very pretty forest green. Just going to use my finger and dot that in the middle of my lid. Now I'm going to take this small brush. This is called a pencil brush, and this is also a Sigma Cosmetics brush. I've run it inside of a wet wipe just to dampen the brush. I'm going to take that light champagne color, the first one that we put down, run my brush in that, and I'm putting it on the outer and inner edge of my lid. When you have a shiny eyeshadow, not a matte one, but a shiny one, if you wet your brush, it makes the color even shinier. I'm also going to take that same brush and spread that champagne right on the inside of the eye where the tear duct is, kind of fanning it upwards, and then blend it with my finger. So that brings a really nice highlight to the inside of the eye. Okay, and I'm going to go back because I've covered up some of my green and just spread it out a little bit. I've put some more of our black eyeshadow onto my Sigma E45 tapered blending brush. I'm going to very carefully connect the black that we have in the crease, just kind of making a V shape, trying not to cover up that champagne color. Sometimes you have eyeshadow that falls under the eye when you're putting on eyeshadow, so I take a wet wipe and just clean it up. Now I'm going to take my Sigma F75 concealer brush. I'm using my MAC Cosmetics concealer. This concealer is the Studio Finish Concealer from MAC Cosmetics. And you'll blend that onto the cheek. Now taking my Sigma E10 small eyeliner brush. Super, super, super skinny, tiny little head brush. My favorite eyeliner that I use in every single video for the most part. This is Wet n Wild's Cream eyeliner. You can get this at Rite Aid as well, or any drugstore that sells Wet n Wild. I am going to draw on my eyeliner. You could just put on mascara if you wanted to. I always wear a false eyelash just because I just don't even feel like it looks right if I don't have an eyelash on. That's just a personal thing, obviously. But I'm going to use this very natural lash. Alright, and dipping back into the Project Runway Loreal palette. I'm taking that forest green, and I've put that onto my Sigma pencil brush. I'm going to run that into my lower lash line. Now I want to take my E20 Sigma short shader brush. It's a flat brush. And because the bristles are so short, it gives you more control. Using our dark brown, I'm rubbing that right up against my lash line. And I'm going to line the inside of my eye using my eyeliner brush with the same eyeliner that we put on top. Okay, so eyes are done. And for my lips, I'll use NYX's Extreme Lip Cream in the color Buttery Nude. Okay, so there you have it. That is your completed look. I really hope you guys enjoyed the look and learned something from it and potentially duplicate it. If you need a detailed list of all of the products that I just used, I always list all of my products in every single video underneath the video. There's something that says show more. And if you click on that, it gives you a description of the video or whatever you choose to put in there. I put in there the products that I've used. Also, in the box down below, the show more option, you can find links to all of the social media places where you can find me, like Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. And you can also find the link and 10% off code to Sigma Cosmetics, the place where I get all of my brushes from. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I hope your new year started out with a bang, and everybody enjoyed the time off that they had, and now we're all back to work, so let's make the most of this year. I know I intend to. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you right back here. Bye.